So now we're going to solve some equations using difference of squares in our factoring. So remember to use the zero product property. You first need to have your equation set equal to 0. This one is. First step of factoring, is there anything in common? Well, no. Is it a difference of squares? Yes, a perfect square minus another perfect square. So we need our two sets of parentheses. Square root of the first one, 3x and 3x. Square root of the second one, one's a minus and one's a plus. So if you set each factor equal to 0, this first one you're going to get add 2 and divide by 3. You'll get x equals 2/3. And the second one you'll subtract 2 and divide by 3. You get x equal negative 2/3. Number 2, is it set equal to 0? Yes. Is y squared a perfect square? Yes. Well, nothing in common. I forgot to say that one again. Is 9/16? Well, yes, because both numerator and denominator are perfect squares. So this is a difference of squares. The square root of the first will be y and y. What's the square root of 9/16? Well, the square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 16 is 4, so it will be 3/4. 1 minus, 1 plus. So when you solve, add 3/4, you'll get y equal 3/4. This when you subtract 3/4, and you get y equal negative 3/4. In number 3, it's not set equal to 0, so that would be the first thing we need to do. So we would subtract 50x from each side, get 18x to the third, minus 50x equals 0. Is there anything in common would be our next step. Yes, number-wise, they both have a 2 in common, and variable-wise, they have an x in common. So we factor that out, we're left with 9x minus 25. And then hopefully you're starting to recognize difference of squares pretty quickly. That is a difference of squares. So it will factor into 3x minus 5 times the quantity 3x plus 5 equals 0. If you set each factor to 0, this one I'm going to write out for you just to make sure you understand. 2x equals 0. Well, we would divide by 2 and get x equals 0. From the second one, if we add 5 and divide by 3, we're going to get positive 5/3. And from the third one, if we subtract 5 and divide by 3, we're going to get negative 5/3. So those would be our three answers.